The 2026 golf season is here at Golfdom and Worldwide Golf. Oh, you heard me, it's here. Maybe not outside your window where there's snow and ice and frozen dormant grass, but it's here and alive with your upcoming winter golf getaway. It's here as you think, I need a new travel bag, like my Sun Mountain Club Glider Meridian model, the best damn travel bag I've ever owned. Or maybe you want some great high-tech thermal golf outerwear as you steal a few rounds on a 45-degree day here in the DMV. Or maybe the golf season is here as you get ready to stock up on ammunition for the season by going into Golfdom and shopping for the right ball for your game and talking to their trusted golf-savvy reps in store. All about the options you have today and then getting at least enough to make it through, 4th of July. So just like the new season of the Capital Golf Gang is here, so too is golf season at Golfdom. Get into any location in the DMV, Tysons, Rockville, and Annapolis, or shop online at golfdomgolf.com. Or wherever you go, look for the Worldwide Golf logo and get the best for your game.
In the shadow of the most powerful city in the world, the Capital Golf Gang is on the air with instructor John Ronis from Beacon Hill Golf Club, Executive Director of the Middle Atlantic PGA, John Gould, and Worldwide Golf Executive and former owner of Golfdom, Buddy Christensen. And now your host, sports radio legend in the DMV, Steve Zabin.
It is another edition of the Capital Golf Gang presented by Golfdom and Tyson's Corner and Worldwide Golf. And the gang is here with the snow still on the ground well over a week later. Ice Planet Hoff has not ended. And here we are. One of the bitterest, coldest weekends of the year due up for us, but only more reason to talk some golf today. Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing. John Ronis from Beacon Hill, how are you, my friend?
Fantastic. I'll tell you what it is. It's more the reason to watch golf. We had, we had Torrey Pines last week, and now we have Arizona.
John Gould, Mid-Atlantic PGA. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yep. All dug out from the snowcrete on my section, but there's still a lot in my yard, man.
All right. CJ, how are you doing, Proud Papa?
I'm doing very well. Good. Everything's good, yeah.
Are you getting anywhere warm in the next couple weeks?
Not till early March.
Okay.
So we'll still probably have the ice on the ground by then.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I don't think we go above 45 degrees until February 20th, if you look at the...
Next week's supposed to be 47.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
And a little rain, which would help. That would get rid of it in a hurry. But as you now know, you're just counting the days when Teddy can start shoveling for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, very good. CJ, take your mic just a little off your face there. There you go. Perfect. Okay, now we're good. So I got a couple things to ask before we get going here today. And the first one is breaking 85 a thing?
Oh, that's interesting. But I say, you know what?
It's a round number thing.
Why? It should be, but why not? I mean, from 90 to 80 is a big jump. 10 strokes.
I said breaking 85.
No, I'm saying you say I'm going to break 90, and then your next step has to be 80?
Okay, you're overthinking this. Gould, is breaking 85 a thing?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. CJ, is it a thing?
I don't think so. I don't remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a number of my golf knuckleheads on the text chat are triggered over Trent from Barstool and their filming of Trent tries to break 85.
Okay, I'm with you now.
And they're like, okay, I don't want to be jealous here of his life, what he gets to do, but fuck it, 85? What does that mean, breaking 85?
Okay.
Now, they already made a big deal of him breaking 90.
Yeah, wasn't it 100 before? Because he basically was a beginner during this whole thing.
Exactly.
And, they're striving for content at this point.
Any content matters.
Yeah,
and look, it's getting downloads. And the guy that himself wants to play golf and is a beginner looks to it like, yeah, this is cool. And he's a likable personality. But it became a discussion of what's a thing. So that then spawned a secondary conversation about breaking 90. I said breaking 90 is not even a thing. I said there's three things: breaking 100, breaking 80, and then breaking par.
Fair enough.
Now, it's fine to disagree with me on that, but those are my three milestones. And some of the guys that were in the middle of the 80 to 90 range said, or 80 to 100 range said, well, why not breaking 90? And I said, once you can break 100, you're no longer unpalatable to play with. and you're still not very good. Once you break 80, you're kind of good.
You know,
and if you break par, shit, you good.
Yeah.
back in the day, my engineer father, who would save every single Golf Digest and Golf Magazine, we had both, right? Had to have both. I remember every year, of course, the issue would come out, and it was breaking. I don't think they acknowledged for a long time the 100 golfer because it was like an elite sport. It was breaking 90 and breaking 80.
On the covers. Like
On the covers, and it was every year.
Do these two things and break 90 all the time.
Fix your slice and break 90, break 80.
Okay. All right,
Well,
fair
I think
enough.
going back, as an instructor and as someone trying to improve in the game, I think you're right. Whatever number you need it to be. If you can't break 83, if that's the number.
No, that's not a thing.
Well, no. I'm
I
not
get
saying
you here.
84, 83, 81, 87, those are not things.
It's not where I'm going. It's setting the goal and trying to improve yourself. For this big picture social media and the way we think of it, I think you're right. It's 100, it's 80, it's par. Maybe it's 90, but it's round numbers.
Yeah.
What they're trying to do is just create content with his personal goal. They're mixing the two. That's what I was getting at.
Because they know, you're exactly right. They know it's too far away for content for people to wait to break 80.
Correct. It's
So they
never
got to
gonna
set a
happen.
middle ground.
Right.
Yeah, I have no idea on this, and I actually sent this out as a text a couple weeks ago when the USGA put out their average handicaps in every state,
yeah, it was
and I was
insane.
surprised how low they were
Yeah.
because I thought the average golfer was a lot worse than that, and I think a couple of you guys texted me back and said, well, that's because poor golfers aren't
Keeping
they don't actually
handicaps.
they don't maintain a handicap.
Right. So
on that.
self-selected, yeah.
But
Correct.
I actually think, and maybe, I don't know, but I think breaking 90 is more important than breaking 100.
Oh, really?
I just think there's more.
Because you've achieved a certain level of competence.
it's a bogey golfer.
You guys
It's a
are
bogey
around
golfer.
it. Like, you teach these guys and women or whatever. I would think that there's more golfers in that 90 to 100 scoring range than there are 100 or more. Like, I don't think it takes that long for you to break 100 if you're serious about the game. I mean, if you're somebody who just goes out and plays a few times a year and never hits balls, but if you're someone who gets into the game and starts taking lessons from Ronis, I don't think it takes you that long to break 100.
That's very well said. I never even thought of that, to tell you the truth. But that's true. So
But the
that's
taking lessons
absolutely
from you?
true. No. It's very well said that you have more people that are in that 90 to 100 that are certainly avid golfers because they fought through that beginning stage. And like you said, CJ, I think it's quicker to go from that over 100 into the 90s, but it's a lot harder to go from that 90 to 100 to in the 80s. So that's very well said if we analyze his exact words. Okay. So from there, though, to break 80 is another story entirely.
Yeah. And it would take forever from the social media perspective.
That's a big one right
Content
there.
per period.
The funny thing is, I do remember where and when I broke 90 for the first time. I was 14 years old at Herndon Centennial, and I came up to the 18th hole, a decent par 4, kind of over the lake, dogleg right, 400 yards. And I think I made par to shoot 88, and boy, was I happy about that.
That's fantastic.
So I probably shouldn't diss.
Do you guys remember any milestone?
No.
I remember,
I don't either.
I remember the best score I ever had was at Raspberry Falls. And it was so random, and it was 71, and it beat my other best.
71?
And it beat my other best by 4 strokes that
That's
day.
even
and it
par
was
out there, right? That's 71, par 71, that
I
course.
don't even remember.
Was it under or even? That's pretty
I think
important.
it's even.
I was going to say I thought it might be 1 under, but whatever, it's even on there. But it was full. It was so out of the ordinary, like otherworldly, because I think I'd shot 75 like 2 or 3 other times in my life, and then all of a sudden,
I can vividly remember the low score rounds of my life, but the breaking the barriers, I can't remember.
Okay. I did tell you guys about when I broke par for the first time 2 summers ago at Chantilly with all my boys, and nobody said a word. I didn't even realize it. I was like, what the fuck? And they were like, yeah, but we know you're pretty good. You're like a 4 or 5 handicap, so we just thought it was normal.
But
we thought you had done this before many times.
It's the greatest life lesson about golf that no one gives a shit about you. No matter what you're shooting, no matter what you think, they don't care if you stink or if you're good.
They don't. So maybe this you guys will give a shit about. I have a debate, a question amongst myself as to the wall art I'm going to put up inside my simulator room in the basement. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can go with it, but I'm going to show you some examples here. This is what I was thinking, which is a triple pane of the great Jack Nicklaus splashing it out of a bunker, even though Nicklaus's short game was never really revered, was never really considered.
Yeah, it's just a good photo of him.
But it's a great photo, the Golden Bear, in his early 40s prime, I want to say. Late prime.
Yeah.
How big is that? That's sweet.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty big wall that it's going to occupy. There's currently
Floor to ceiling?
No.
No, I'd say it's
like
about 3
poster
feet,
size.
3 feet by 5
gotcha.
feet.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so I thought about that. That's a serious golf one. This is from the movie The Greatest Game Ever Played, memorializing the great Francis Ouimet and his caddy.
Francis Ouimet scholar.
Is,
right here.
Are you?
Is
Yes.
Eddie, what's the kid's name?
Eddie.
Eddie, okay. Then there are some comical ones from movies like Tin Cup, as he insists on dropping, even though it was a reckless, stupid play on 18 at the, quote, U.S. Open, which was played at Myrtle Beach.
I don't know if you want those thoughts in your practice room.
Okay.
No, probably not.
What about Happy Gilmore here? As he's screaming at his ball, go in your home! Don't you like your home? Or something like that. I probably botched the quote right there. Or perhaps this, which I kind of think is what I'm going to go with. Al Chervik and Ty Webb. Just two icons
Golf legends.
of the game coming from vastly different perspectives.
And that's what makes golf so special. Is how they could come from such different backgrounds.
Yes, Chervik, the aging, bad pants wearing cheater.
Yep.
And then Ty Webb, the natural who just doesn't give a shit about the game and wants to chase women.
I have some thoughts.
Okay, go.
Okay, please.
So, are we serious? Are we spending serious time in the simulator?
Yes.
So I think if we're doing serious work in the simulator, we need Jack. We need the serious motivation.
Okay.
If we're goofing off and we're using it to play golf courses and have a good time and drink some beers with the fellas, then I think you go to
Room is too small to drink with the fellas. I might be able to fit one other person
One
in,
fella.
but it's too snug. So it's not going to be a social place.
So my vote's for
So
Jack.
you want this? You want
that's what's going to inspire me to grind. Right?
you want him saying, "I'm watching you. Hey,
I'm-
get that
I'm
club
gonna-
speed up, will you?"
I'm going to go a slightly different direction and say, as I'm grinding and my swing path is 8 to the left and I can't get it any better than that, and start to cry openly, even though there's no one else in the room,
Right.
maybe I look up at a piece of art that kind of gets me to chuckle just a bit. Instead of Jack saying, still suck.
CJ?
I don't believe you.
I mean, I would go for the fun ones. I mean, I'd go for Chevy and Rodney more than the other ones. On
Because when I do show the room off, I may not have big parties in there, but I'm going to want to show it off when anyone comes to the house. The Nicholas one, they'll look at for a second and go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This one, they'll be like, oh, man,
there. Conversation.
that's a conversation starter right
Just like this, I would say to you, did you see the Chevy Chase documentary? Have you seen that yet?
I'm about to watch it, but I'm afraid because I hear he comes off as such an ass.
Beyond that.
It'll probably ruin the stuff I like about Chevy from his movies.
It won't. It's going to make you wonder why he agreed to do it. Honestly.
Yeah.
I heard the story on that was, CJ, his sister or his daughter didn't like all the negative pub that Chevy was getting because of his legendary reputation as a giant ass.
Yeah.
And she didn't get the right to have final edit. And so the thing got away from
Cemented it.
her.
Yeah.
And so it turned out even worse.
Way worse, because what it did is only the industry people knew how big of an asshole he was.
Now everyone does.
Now people like us who love his comedy and loved everything about him, now we know how big of an asshole he is. Like times 10, times 100.
That's all right.
All right, it's Waste Management Open Week, and we are taping on a Friday. So as soon as we're done here, we're going to go and watch the rest of the tournament. After one round, the headline was, oh, my God, Scotty Scheffler is actually a human being.
Exactly.
One of his worst rounds in like
had
12
a chip
years.
roll back to his feet.
And had a chip that nearly had him breaking his club over his knee, Bo Jackson style.
Yeah.
What do you take away from the shocking bad round from Scotty Scheffler, other than just, it's golf, man. It's hard.
It was playing hard.
That's
Thursday.
all I got. That's all I got. That
Okay.
that he's human. Golf is hard. He's not going to win every event by 7. You know.
Here is the chip shot right here, which is just incredible.
Very decisive. Am I going to? No. It's coming back.
That's when he was 2 under, right? So that started the downfall.
And you know what? There was probably.
Well, we did see this.
Yeah, he was 2 under there, and then he went bogey, bogey double, or bogey, double, bogey.
Yep.
So I bet you there was some indecision on that one, whether to putt it or chip it. I'm not sure if there's a sprinkler head. I don't think it's in his way.
I don't understand, even if you are a great chipper, the number one player in the world, why would you not putt that?
The only thing I can think of is there is a ridge in front, so he might have wanted to spin it on bounce 2, kind of going down the hill to control it a little bit.
Sure. That's, yeah.
Well, but he's got that skill set. But for
right, but your worst putt won't roll back at your feet.
That's not the way they think. That's the way an amateur thinks. That's the way you and I think.
Okay.
They're trying to make it,
but
they're trying to hit it with the perfect spin so that it checks and trickles into the hole.
What I'm saying is there was probably some indecision on, like, what should I do? And then he realized he made in this particular case, he made the wrong decision.
Got to be very decisive. Am I going to?
Oh, no. Yes, he's talking about
Goodness, it's coming back.
He's talking about decisive right there.
Well,
Okay, so obviously you're not wrong, Ghoul, saying they don't think like we do.
Right.
But why shouldn't they at times think like we do? Meaning, do you think if he putted it, he'd be any worse than 4 feet away from the hole? I don't.
No. My question
arguing
is,
your point.
So why then not count on yourself as Scotty Scheffler to make a 4-footer instead of trying to chip it up to a Kit Kat?
what did he do on the next shot, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I think he knocked it close because I think he's so confident. He's so confident in his ability to either make it or get it within 2 inches that the 4 feet feels like admitting loss, and that's not the way they think. They never think worst case scenario.
Well, but they got to play percentages.
Yeah.
They have to have some strategery, as George W. Bush would have said.
But this is usually a birdie fest, so they're not. And it was a little bit yesterday, but not.
Yeah, I think there's a tremendous amount of athletic arrogance.
Yeah.
With these guys at this level at any sport with pros, but in this,
there's a possibility with putting a ball that the speed required to get it over the ridge was too much in going down the ridge.
It's the tiniest little hump.
We don't know.
Well, it came back to them, so it might be steeper than we think.
We don't know.
All right, let's pause right here. So, if the ball was up here, let's say it was halfway closer, then would you say putt it?
Of course, I'd putt it from there.
Well, okay. I'm saying, would you say Scheffler should have putted it?
Yes.
Okay, so in other words, the putt zone for Scheffler was somewhere here.
Yeah.
But because he was here, he thought chip.
Yeah, because there's actually statistics on the launch angle of the ball and how much it's going to travel over the fringe. And if there's a certain feet where it'll only take one little hop on it or no hops or whatever it may be, believe it or not.
And different grass too, right?
Well, that's a Bermuda. It's an overseeded Bermuda.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's always dangerous because you get a couple blades that are going in the wrong direction. That's what you do.
Well, he wasn't the only one.
I really don't think it's best for you to even watch this, Chip. I really
Did you
don't.
see the Morikawa one?
Oh, yeah, I've got the Morikawa one next.
Goodness, it's coming back.
Say, don't do it to yourself.
Well, we didn't see this coming.
I love that he does this frustrated move. That's something that I think people were surprised.
That
shaking.
Is a
one of us.
Yeah.
One of us. Okay, here's the Morikawa one. All right. This is not as good a footage, but it's still good enough. This one from Reddit, I believe.
Just dead chunked it, huh?
I mean,
He took a while to hit that one too. He was standing over it.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
Now, this one is a harder putt. I grant you that because it's a long way on the green, and he's a good 10 feet off the front edge down a swale.
But you need to get the sharp instruments out of your hand.
Ooh, the crowd didn't help him either.
And then to hear the drunken yahoos giving the whoa.
So, do you want me to real quickly tell you my spiel on this shot?
No, because I got one more to show.
Got it.
Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth on 18 was a total.
That's really no shot. He has to play left. Oh boy, sit.
Oopsie.
Oh boy.
Almost shocking.
I mean, look
It's not that shocking.
What do those guys have? Like 8 majors between them? Those three guys.
That was stupidity right there. That shot.
Okay, now I hear that the overseeded rye is very sticky in the rough, and that some of the rough areas out there at Waste Management are actually penalizing.
Well, it's
believe it or
Bermuda.
not.
It's storm at Bermuda.
No, but it's overseeded rye.
But
the
it doesn't.
Bermuda is sitting down. It's
Well, that's what that's doing. That's why when the club makes contact. So, want to hear it?
yeah. I want to hear it.
So, your wedges, your 60-degree wedges, your 56-degree wedges, those are sharp knives. Okay, so you can compare it to the Thanksgiving dinner. You have a sharp knife, you can cut that Thanksgiving turkey real thin pieces. You make a mistake, you touch your finger, you ruin the whole dinner because you just cut your finger off. Right. You take the dull knives, pitching wedges, gap wedges, things like that, thick pieces of the meat, not as appetizing to look at, but if you nick your finger, you don't ruin the dinner. Right. So when you're in those positions, you have to go with a duller knife and not that 60 and 56 because the sharp knife is a catastrophic mistake. With a dull knife, it's going to get on the green somewhere. Thank you.
Who's the gal who's the analyst on the desk on Golf Channel? Former LPGA
Rebecca
player.
Oh no, not her.
Brown hair.
Accent?
It'll come. No, American. She's very good. Okay. She said, though, after watching a montage of chipping debacles with Brandel Chambly, she said, quote, "But you still have to hit the ball first." And I was taught by you, Ronas, that's actually a fallacy. That you are supposed to use your sand wedge and the flange to smash it into the ground behind the ball to give you more room for error because it's designed to skid through the grass and then slide right under the ball.
Correct.
So why would she say that?
Paige McKenzie?
Paige McKenzie.
Because if you choose not to use that so-called
the flange,
method,
then you do have to.
Then you got to hit, and that's why I don't agree with it.
So it's a different way to chip.
And it's
a more
harder.
high risk. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's. I guess it was good to see that other guys were having trouble, or it's early in the season and their feel has not kind of matured over the year, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that possible?
So just realize, though, real quick, that the overseeded ryegrass is a relatively thin grass. It looks great, especially from a distance.
Sure.
But really, your ball's still sitting on a Bermuda.
Okay.
So when your wedge goes in, when that blade goes in, it's getting to the Bermuda. It's not just getting to ryegrass. It's getting to Bermuda.
Right.
That's why it sticks.
Who's the kid from Vanderbilt? Sargent?
Yeah.
Good player.
Gordon
first name.
Sargent.
Gordon Sargent. I saw Gordon Sargent talk about this, about how he, at Augusta, he was like blown away at how tight so many surfaces were. Mm-hmm. And I want to try to find this clip for you here. Just a second. Gordon Sargent on chipping at Augusta. See how good the internet's working today. Yep. I know I should have had this. And
you're not dealing it once it gets that tight. You're not dealing with a whole lot of grain or anything. It's like cement. And it's just it's the way it is.
Okay.
So
and they are trying to perfectly nip it, whereas we should be using the dull knives.
Yeah.
And just get it rolling.
Right. And they can.
Yeah.
That's the difference. They can.
Meanwhile, the sort of the momentum of the People's Open, as they call it, continues. It's a hugely popular event. Tons of people. They've dialed down the drunkenness, which is good. Although we'll see about this weekend because the weather is good.
How did they achieve that?
How did they achieve it? I think they put in sort of limiters. 2 years ago, it got really ugly. Remember when Zach Johnson was getting barked at and he was going at fans? People were puking and passing out left and right. There is videos of it. So I think they have done some stuff to tamp it down, which is good. But the merchandising there is one for every golf director to envy. Look at this. There is a line around the tent itself just to get in and buy merchandise. That is incredible. Yep.
Well, what's more crazy is when we're talking sponsorship, every one of those shirts is going to come out with a WM on it.
Yep. Actually, a lot of them say People's Open now.
They say People's Open.
Yeah.
That's what they're dubbing it.
Interesting.
And there's other merchandise I've never seen before. If you thought the upside-down backward letter hats were bad and a sure sign that we must shrink the game from the Chads and the Yahoos out there, well, you better brace yourself because they're now selling these.
Oh, dear.
Tank top basketball jerseys in a golf pro shop with People's Open and the number 16 on them. Bro.
Yeah,
that'd be a sick tank top to wear while blasting beers, man.
Well, that's because guys like Justin Thomas and Tony Finau wear them on 16. They wear Lakers jerseys and basketball, and that's what that's all about.
Yep.
Oh, I don't dispute the fact it'll be a sold out item. Yep. I'm just commenting this is where we are now.
Yeah, it's not for us.
And it's very
on one
specific
hole, though.
to this Open.
Yeah, on one hole.
Yep.
Is there now the one thing I've been thinking about with the waste management is any great thing that gets to a certain level in sports and pop culture, whatever, has an arc to it in which at some point it jumps the shark a bit and then it's not necessarily special. I think that the 16th at Waste Management is starting to apex at this point. Is there a way to refresh it so that it keeps being something special and unique?
I don't think that it's gotten to that point because it's only a once-a-year event. It's it's a Super Bowl kind of thing. It has been overexposed in this week of hype in the media. I mean, the Golf Channel and things like that.
I have an idea.
But I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Enclose 17 out there and make it a 290-yard par 4 every day, not 330. So in other words, it's a par 4. It's got that very slick green that slopes off into the water on the left, that little jut in of water as well. Enclose that. You could get more people in there, sell more beer from tee to green. You would have no players laying up, basically, and whenever you lay up, you'd get booed to the moon.
Right. Yep.
Just an idea. Now, they've already got the mechanics of building this stadium year in, year out in place to the point where I'm like, maybe you should just build it permanent. But I hear that there are zoning restrictions on that.
Yeah, it's like some environmental thing.
Yeah.
It sounds like some kind of racket.
It has to be temporary.
Yeah. It has to be temporary.
Welcome to Loudoun County.
But anyway,
I mean, that's basically what they're going to do on the White House lawn for this UFC fight. Yeah. Except it's supposed to be 5 times the size of that.
It's unbelievable.
Temporary structure on there.
We're getting an F1 race over the summer, allegedly.
After that, a month later or whatever.
Do we know if that's going to actually happen?
I mean, they Monumental signed on to promote it a couple days ago.
It's happening.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick funny story about 16. We were out there for Super Bowl 2007 when the Patriots got upset by the Giants the first time on the undefeated
Tyree helmet catch.
You had to say that, huh?
Yeah, they not happy.
They were, and I was working with Rigo and Kevin Sheehan and Gary Braun back then, and this is pre-stadium on 16, but it was still huge,
close,
like on that, and. They invited Rigo for a celebrity shootout on Tuesday night on 16. And for those of you who don't know, John Riggins, he never played golf.
He's a hunter.
Doesn't play golf. He hunts and drinks and that sort of thing. And so, we finished up the show and we go out to TPC Scottsdale and we get on this big golf cart. They drive us out and the guy says, John, you want to go to the range? He's like, range? Like he doesn't have clubs or anything. Right. And as he just take us out to 16 because they had a bar set up on 16 for everybody. He's like, just, let's go out there. And as we went, we drove past the range and it's like, Dan Marino and like Jack Buck and all these guys are
hitting balls,
and all this stuff. And he's like, look at these idiots, goes out there, hits a ground ball through the desert to 25 feet. And
I bet the place erupted.
And wins second place, $25,000 to his charity. He's like one of the only guys to hit the green, actually.
Nice. Wow, that's hard to do. There's a lot of vegetation and rocks in between the tee and the
Mark Cannizzaro won it. the guy, golf writer from New York Post. Yeah. But it was pretty funny.
That is good. All right, one more thing about the waste management, then we're moving on. Is the TV is the PGA Tour and television embracing Brooks Koepka a bit too much in his return? I've seen people get a little bit chippy about this, saying, we're just going to show him all the time, like, oh, thank God he's back.
If I was player X, position 5 through 20 last week, I'd have been furious.
Yeah.
If I was the sponsor of that player who, whoever.
Pays money for his collar,
exactly.
His bag.
And I'm just showing this guy who took the blood money, and he comes back.
And finished in 56th place.
He's 15 shots off the lead, and we're seeing every single shot of his through the weekend.
And he's on the opposite side of the leaders, too. He's on the back nine when they're on the front.
Yeah, through the weekend. I mean, I'd never seen anything like it. I couldn't believe that. I'd love to hear an interview from those guys. They probably wouldn't say anything. They're probably guarded.
Yeah,
There's probably somebody in there.
Most guys are smart enough to know they're not going to win that one.
Right.
Yeah.
But, so ESPN covered him on the opening round last week? But the first one he played on Thursday. And I thought, all right, well, that's the first round back. I get it. But to see it each
Yeah,
day when
CBS.
he barely made the cut and he was on the opposite side of the leaders because they were doing split tees, that was too much.
I will say though, I was fast forwarding through it to see. I was looking for Michael, so I'm just looking for the names up there, and I'm waiting for Brendan to come up.
Yep.
There were only 4 people that really even showed up on there. It was Morikawa, it was Schauffele, it was Koepka, and it was one other person. So in reality, most broadcasts I think are only showing a few people anyways, and they're just showing the stars, regardless of what they're shooting.
The
sometimes.
ratings, though, have validated TV's choice to show Koepka. And I understand that TV is going to do what TV is going to do, that you have a star player who's won 5 majors who was not quite invisible on the LIV Tour, but he was hard to find, let's be honest. And he's now back on the PGA Tour. Whether he's playing great or not so great, they're going to show him.
Yeah.
Data. Golf Channel averaged 362,000 viewers on Thursday last week. As Koepka returned, that was up 87% from last year. Also on Thursday, ESPN averaged 381,000 viewers for their PGA Tour Live simulcast. They have no comp numbers from last year. It's their first year back broadcasting in a long time. ESPN typically only releases linear and YouTube numbers for the McAfee show. In that window, for reference, McAfee averages 445,000. I'd say 381 for golf versus Pat McAfee. 445 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I also wonder if
Great.
if the PGA Tour pushed that on, their media
networks?
partners. Yeah, and they said because it fit their new slogan, "We're the best belong."
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we got to back
And
this
it's-
up.
And
This
it
is
fits
like
the narrative that,
Yeah.
hey, you come back, they're probably sending a message to some of the other guys. You come back, we're gonna give you a lot of coverage.
But that window is now closed with the Live Riyadh. And we're going to get to Live in just a second. Okay. One last thing, a mop-up from last week. Our friend Michael Brennan got DQ'd from the Farmers over a rules mishap involving his green reading book.
Yep.
He explained it after we were done taping last week, a day later. He said, while looking at the green maps, I sketched a few arrows. After completion of my round, I asked the data analyst who had produced the green book for clarification of a feature on them. It was then that the analyst said Brennan could not transcribe any details from his diagram into his own yardage book. And once Brennan heard this, he's like, oops, something is wrong. I think I committed a rules violation. It was Brennan who then reached out to PGA Tour officials, reported his mistake, and then was subsequently DQ'd from the golf tournament. That is a masterclass in how to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody would have known a few scribbles.
3 arrows.
Is that what you were told
Yep.
from Michael
3
and his
arrows.
family?
And so we were talking about, did someone call it? And I was saying that Frankie wouldn't have called it because they're friends. And the other guy CJ said that he just got put in there,
Right.
and the rules official weren't looking over his shoulder. He had just paid for this service. It's a data analyst service, and they sent the night before, they send mappings of the green, and the rule violation is it has to be, that information has to be accumulated by you or your caddy.
Right.
So it was an outside source. Well, this person didn't bother. He's a rookie on tour. He didn't know what's going on. Didn't bother to say, by the way, you can't transcribe anything into your book.
Right.
He put 3 arrows on 3 different greens. And the reason he only put 3 arrows is he actually didn't understand what some of the things were saying. He finishes his round, he goes to the weight room. That guy's in the weight room. And he goes, hey, could you explain a couple of these marks and what they really mean? And he explained the things, and he goes, oh, because Michael probably said, because I want to get them in my book properly. And he goes, well, just remember, you can't put any of those marks in your book. And he put 3 arrows.
That's crazy.
So he immediately called the rules official, and he's disqualified.
So why
He
would
just moved on.
why would you use the outsider's book to memorize it?
Yeah, to know.
Yeah.
To know.
Oh my
Jeez.
God.
Yeah.
But it's also something that
it's-
after you played on tour a few years, you kind of remember. All these guys can tell you every shot they hit 5 years ago on this course because blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It's like Michael's like, I'm trying to beat Scotty Scheffler.
Right.
Like, I need everything I can get.
I feel
So-
like this is the Zach Galifianakis meme of all the
Yes, correct.
the theorems and the mathematical formulas whizzing past.
But remember when we interviewed him, he told us that his caddy said, I'm going to figure out a way that you can win every tournament on statistics alone.
He did,
So he
yeah.
was all into it was game something.
Gamify or maybe not.
I don't know what it is, but and the analytics. So he wants to use those. He's a physical talent as well, but he wants to use them best to his advantage. So he he bought this service and.
Zabe, and I agree 100% that he handled it with perfect class, and that's the way to do it. But I also just wonder why the tour didn't get in front of that and tell us so he didn't have to. Like, why would you say he violated the local model rule 14F and blah, blah, blah?
Maybe they wanted to leave it to him.
Because it was 2 days later.
But you could have told us he self-reported. We already talked about on the show. Nobody thinks he's a cheater because he got DQ'd, right? But if they would have just say, hey, he self-reported a possible violation. We looked at it and he was
self-reported.
Totally. Yeah.
Why just say he was disqualified because he violated model local rule, whatever number
That's
it was?
a fair question.
Definitely.
My guess would be that the tour doesn't want to speak for the player. That the player committed the infraction, reported it. And it's his job. It's up to him to say what I did.
Yeah, but it also goes back to when people were being suspended for drug testing, and they would all say, "Oh, I unknowingly took a supplement that's not on the list or whatever," and they would let the pro get in front of it and lie because they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I mean, and he didn't lie, obviously, but anyway.
Okay, on to the Live Tour. They continue to produce headlines for us to talk about. They finally were thrown a bone in the form of world golf ranking points, but of course it's not enough. Unsatisfied that they are going to get world golf ranking points for the top 10 finishers every week on the 57-person tour. The World Live Golf Tour said it was long overdue, but then went instantly into complain mode. Here's their statement, quote, "The stated mission of the official World Golf Ranking is to administer and publish transparent, credible, and accurate ranking based on the relative performances of players participating in male-eligible golf tours worldwide. We acknowledge this long overdue moment of recognition, which affirms the fundamental principle that performance on the course should matter regardless of where the competition takes place. However, this outcome is unprecedented. Under these rules, a player finishing 11th in a Live Golf event is treated the same as a player finishing 57th. Limiting points to the top 10 finishers only disproportionately harms players who consistently perform at a high level but finish just outside that threshold."
I heard Jackie Childs when you were saying that.
So it's about 19% of the field receives official world golf ranking points. What is it? How many receive official world golf ranking points on the PGA Tour?
Everyone who makes the cut.
Okay,
Yeah,
But it tapers down to a trickle.
But let's
Once
say
you get
that's
to the cut
70 out of 144 or 156. So 50% or a little bit less of 50%. 40% maybe, let's guess.
Okay.
I saw somebody comped 10th at a Live event points to about 49th at a typical tour event. They were doing the math on, this would be sort of like a so-and-so finish at Memphis or whatever.
Well, they still, they went to 72 holes apparently, but I'm surprised they got points at all still because there's no cuts and there's no qualifying, to turn over the membership.
But it's
every
basically
year.
half the points as well.
Trust me, it gets better or worse depending on your perspective as I lay out a few other things. In the World Golf Rankings statement, however, they pointed out, Live still does not meet certain standards we have. So in other words, we didn't have to do this. Right. So you're welcome, I guess, even though you're still bitching about it. World Golf Ranking release said this includes Live Golf's average field size of 57 versus the minimum of 75 set out in our regulations. Yep. Exclusively no-cut events, restrictive pathways to join Live, golfs with 2 spots filled from the Asian Tour's International Series and 3 from a closed promotions event, which does not offset the turnover of players exiting the league, plus the self-selection of players with players being recruited rather than earning their place on the tour, and in many cases, and in recent days, the addition and removal of players to and from teams based on their nationality rather than for meritocratic reasons. Boom, mic drop right there.
I didn't know how to pronounce that last word. So
meritocratic. Well, that's because they dropped a Japanese player from the Ironheads because he wasn't Korean.
Which they changed to Crouching Tiger.
Team Korea.
Yeah.
They changed the name, and so the rebrand was like, hey, we love you, but guess what? You're Japanese. Yeah. Here's the player, Japan's Junichiro Kozuma. he
maybe he should start his own.
He found out about it.
Team sumo wrestler.
He found out about it on social media.
Oh,
How crazy is that? And he was well out of the so-called drop zone, even though he started the year with some injuries that limited him to the number of starts he had on the live.
So what happened to him?
They dropped him.
Yeah, he's out.
They said, you're out. You're Japanese. You're out of the league.
Out of live.
Out of live totally.
Yeah,
Not just on that team.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're giving this circuit world golf ranking points.
I think in one of the analysis articles, they said if they could have found him another team or had him compete as an individual, like what's his name did?
Kim.
Anthony Kim. Then then there's a little bit of reasoning. But
Could
they
you
just
try
booted him.
being
That's
less Japanese,
And
maybe?
that's ethnic cleansing
I kind of.
of the tour. I don't agree with that.
Well, they need a team of the rising sun.
Yeah.
But that would maybe harken back to some uncomfortable World War II imagery that maybe people would find politically
Sure,
inclined.
the
they could
Saudis
call it
are
a different name, but-
sure the Saudis are worried about that.
I'm just thinking shirts and hats would be badass. That
They would
iconic
be.
rising sun.
It would be.
Japanese 1942.
Yeah, we took care of 'em.
yeah, it just that makes the league again a total joke. Kazuma said on social media, "I'm looking forward to seeing if they're a better player than I am." Wow.
Oh dear.
He said, there is definitely a few parts of the process that surprised me. Also, since last year, I personally didn't receive any direct communication from the Ironheads organization. Imagine calling Ironheads HQ. Hello, you've reached the Ironheads. Our current business hours are closed. However, if you leave a voicemail, we will get back to you promptly on Monday.
Who's the captain of the Ironheads?
Kevin Na was,
Yeah.
but then he was out. He's reinstating for...
We are currently looking for a new CEO.
Yeah.
apparently, they're moving Ben on in there.
Oh yeah. Him.
So, yeah. Okay.
So they just took "na" and changed it to "on." They just took the letters and switched them.
Well,
Basically,
saves money, basically.
Yeah.
So that's spawned. This is a good little social media thing. Somebody envisioned what a call between His Excellency Yasir Al Rumayyan with Mohammed bin Salam, MBS, who's his boss, might go.
Fuck. I gotta take this. Hey, what's up, boss? Where is the chubby one? Boss, we had to let him go. It's like they say in poker, 3
Patrick
aces
Reed.
is better than 4. And where is Phil? Oof, yeah, Phil's, he's busy.
Taking
What about this
personal time
Westwood?
off.
He seems to type a lot for someone who has a wrist injury. Can I pass? I'll pass on it. Give me another one. And how is the spelling going? It's getting better. Do we have points yet? Yeah. Oh, good. We'll talk next week. All right, boss. Good talk.
That's creative as hell, isn't
It
it?
is. Yep.
And I guess those conversations in some form are happening right now. CEO Scott O'Neill says that it'll take 5 to 10 years still for the tour to turn a profit.
Good investment.
Yeah.
So
It's already been, 5 years?
It's already been, this is the 5th year.
Okay.
They've burned through $3 billion. So if they start making money in 5 years, the most optimistic timeline, how much would they have to make per year to recoup what's sunk?
I was told there'd be no math involved.
But
So
now,
that's $6 billion they got to recoup, right? If we assume it's the
Yeah.
same cost for
Yeah.
every 5 years.
and you just lost one of your 3 biggest stars.
Yeah.
And the other guys are
gone.
talking about it. So, like,
Yeah.
who's going to leave the PGA Tour now to go there? Because in 5 to 10 years, there's got to be younger guys that are coming up.
Yes.
You know that are the rising stars. Who of those guys are going to leave to go to
it would
live?
be more profitable to host music concerts than this crap.
Oh, church tent revivals would be more profitable
right.
than this. There's a lot of things you can make more money on than
Why?
this.
Any money.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
They're
don't
just
lose any
losing
money.
money. Yeah, right.
Not
Break
negative
even.
billions.
Do
that's
nothing.
for
Sit
sure.
on your
Yeah.
couch and
Yeah.
don't do a damn thing. Make more money.
Okay. That whole thing reminds me of a great South Park meme. I don't know if you ever saw. Are you guys South Park fans at all?
No.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Okay. There's a meme which is step 1 something, step 2 question mark, step 3 profit. And I went digging on where did that come from? It's South Park.
I don't get it.
And the whole scheme was stealing underpants.
I don't get it. You see, phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, phase 3, profit. I get it. No, you don't.
You'll see that a lot on the internet of middle step question mark, final step profit.
Yeah.
Okay. One more live thing for you while I'm done. The end of year champions. That prize has been cut.
Yeah,
quietly.
significantly. Yeah.
Yes, from $18 million to $6 million.
Yikes.
For the individual champion.
I think that's 1/3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even for a guy that doesn't know math, you know math.
Yeah.
And this is, part of what DeChambeau said in a recent interview about, a lot of this is not what we signed up for.
Yep.
Right.
I didn't sign up for 72 holes. That's a lot.
72 holes. They cut the year-end individual bonus from 18 to 6. And there's nothing you can do about it, by the way. It's their league. They can do what they want. But I was looking at the list of individual champions. The last 2 years, Rahm won it.
Rahm won it one of those years without winning
This
an individual.
past year, he won it without holding a check. And then he won it in 24. Taylor Gooch, Mr. It's Not Legitimate If
Unless I'm
here, won it in 23. And Dustin Johnson, when he had a bit more grind in 2022, won it the first time. They obviously want to emphasize the team aspect, so they probably said, why are we paying the individual guy all this money when we don't even care about the individual guy? So
my overriding question is, I need a tax attorney to answer this question for me, but if you get paid, let's just say $30 million and taxes come out of $30 million, and then you are delinquent on your contract, or you resign on your contract, do you have to pay back the $30 million, or does that come off your taxes? Like, I'm wondering if these guys were paid up front in bulk. Now they have to stroke a huge check, and they're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Where if they were getting paid per year, I think it's a lot easier to just say, I will forego that year versus writing a check to pay him back and all that comes into with that. I don't know. It just sticks in my brain.
It's really how the contract's set. I don't think it has anything to do with taxes. It's how were they contracted, and we don't know.
Right.
Some of those upfront money making guys.
To the LPGA Tour, the brain freeze in Florida. Commissioner Craig Kessler of the LPGA Tour was not in his finest hour last weekend as a freakish cold snap impacted play at the LPGA's opening event of their calendar season, the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions, which includes a high-profile celebrity amateur element to it. With temperatures on the final day plummeting into the upper 20s, winds howling, they delayed the start, then sent out the celebrities to play golf in those brutal conditions, and they did, but they kept pushing back the start times for the actual players. 10:45 became 2:45, became, oh my God, we can't even play the final round. They then folded up the idea of playing on Monday where it was a high of 53, even though they're not playing again until a couple weeks, I think, somewhere over on the other side of the globe.
This is the only time in the United States for a couple months. Yeah.
And the messaging and the communications from Kessler and the tour's office was terrible because their answer was, well, we were afraid that frozen ground would possibly injure some of our athletes.
For the love of God. What are we talking about?
Frozen ground.
I was probably down there that weekend. It was really cold, but there was nothing frozen.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to.
That was also the weekend that the NHL had their outdoor event in Tampa. And it happened to work out that it was nice and cold.
Yeah.
Well, I know Craig, and he is a smooth guy, and I really think a lot of him. For a couple things. One is he's not the one making the decisions, play, don't play. There's a tournament director, rules official person there. But he is the one controlling the message, and that wasn't
just
good.
messed up.
Hold on. He can't overrule the tournament director? He's the commissioner.
I'm sure he could. I'm just telling you that he's not there making that decision.
Yeah, he's not. He's just like he'll hear about it that night. Like
he's not on a cell phone.
He
doesn't get a call from somebody up the food chain. Like if I'm the commissioner, I'd say you have to play today. Like this is not unplayable.
As soon as they send the celebrities out, you send the pros out.
Didn't Aaron Hicks shoot 66 in the final round to win it? The celebrity? Yeah,
might have.
I think he did.
If you send anyone, I believe they did this in a NCAA women's championship one year. Yeah. They canceled the final round or something like that, and then I believe they sent members out on the golf course. They said it was unplayable, and then all of a sudden they sent members out on the golf course. So
Yeah, the big mistake really, I think, was not even considering a Monday finish.
Right.
Like it was almost like, well, it's cold and it's frozen and we're going to delay and now we can't finish, so Monday's impossible somehow, which is very strange. That
and Nelly shot some ungodly number the first day in full ski gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kessler told Golf Week, quote, "We were not prepared fully for Monday."
Yeah.
In hindsight, if we can do it over again, there's a number of creative solutions that absolutely could have worked. What do you mean prepared?
Yeah, what do you mean prepared?
How many people do you need to run a golf tournament?
Wow.
Yeah,
Man,
I mean,
it's just, again, it's all in preparation.
Because they
you got
have
to be
the course.
prepared for, if you're in a big organization like that, you got to be prepared for everything. Even if we talked about the PGA Championship and the Scotty and the guy getting killed and all the other stuff. Yeah. It's just like you got to go that crazy when you're hosting big events. Much bigger, obviously, the PGA. Yeah. But you got to say, what happens if this happens?
I mean, it could have rained.
Right. Something simple.
Also, the forecast was well known in advance.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing about we weren't fully prepared, that's your job.
And it's just cold. It's cold in Scotland. It's the same day in Scotland every day, 53 and heavy winds.
One of the other things they said was a number of the LPGA players were reporting that their ball flight was not the same off the range because it was so firm and cold.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
And I'm
here's what I think happened.
So?
Here's what I think happened. So remember, Kessler's not making the day-to-day decisions. I think enough of the players were bitching about how cold it was and how hard it was going to be to play that the tournament director said, maybe we shouldn't play. And they didn't really think it through.
I don't want to piss off these girls.
Yeah. That's what I think happened.
I saw Charlie Hall.
And Kessler's, his job, but Kessler's job is to cover for his staff.
Coldest by far she'd ever been in her life. All this stuff. I will tell you.
Her cigarette wouldn't stay lit.
Yeah, it's too windy.
11 years ago, I covered the Nats for Masson, and their spring training was in Melbourne, Vieira, whatever, same thing. And so like an hour from Orlando. And that week, it was in the high 20s, the very first few days we were there. And I'll never forget, I still have a screenshot of this on my phone, that they sent alerts out to everybody's phone, like emergency alerts that said extreme cold coming. Caution, and please wear gloves and hats and coats outside. Like they had to tell people in Florida,
I thought they were going to caution about
those.
I thought they were going to caution about the falling iguanas.
Yeah,
well, that too. I saw that.
Great,
tons of iguanas,
truckloads of that,
and apparently they'll come back to life too if you warm them back up. Since they're invasive, they want to get rid of them.
Right, they don't come back to life when they're given to the Trinidadians, who love to cook them. And they're delicioso. That's what I saw in the local news.
Yeah.
So the larger point is that it's a terrible look for the women. Because as my good friend JT the Brick once told me in Vegas, we were out playing golf and it was howling wind. This was in March, 30 miles an hour, flag tips bowed over. And I said to him, you want to come in after 9? And he looked at me, incredulous. And he said the line that still is in my head to this day. He goes, Zabe, golf is an outdoor sport.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And I just laughed. I'm like, you're right. It's an outdoor sport. Yeah. You're outdoors. You get what the outdoors gives you.
And this on top of the Solheim Cup disaster when we was here, was it last year or the fall before? Just not a good look for the LPGA.
What disaster was that? I was drunk.
Remember the
enjoying
busing.
myself.
With the busing and stuff like that.
No buses.
Yeah. There was a different disaster for you.
Me passing out because of the Garrison Brothers tent next to the 17th tee was not good. No. Here were the No Laying Up boys who also talked about just what it did image-wise to the LPGA, and they're very favorable and friendly to the LPGA Tour.
It just sucks when it's like you're pounding the table for like, hey, take the LPGA Tour seriously. The LPGA Tour's got good stuff going on. And then they do something like this, and it's like, man, like, how are people supposed to take you seriously? It's a joke.
It's hard, man. Like, I'm genuinely bummed out because I have so many pages of notes of just awesome stuff that's happened all week. I had a great time being down here all week. Every player that we hung out with was fantastic. Everybody that was organizing the tournament was great. Largely the weather was fine until, yesterday afternoon and today. The golf course is cool. It's a good test. Like it's got a ton going for it. And I was like genuinely buzzing to come on and talk about it. But instead, like we're kind of stuck talking about this stuff, which is much more pertinent and much less fun.
Why not play tomorrow? I mean, I'm sure it's just a money thing. The high tomorrow is 53 degrees in Orlando.
I know.
And sunny.
Yeah. Well, that's
Like, not
Florida
a cloud
cold,
in
though.
the sky.
Florida cold. So there's that.
Florida cold.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Do you think Nelly being in the lead factored into this?
I fucking hope not,
I
man.
know.
Like,
Could
that's
it?
so shitty if it did.
That's the larger thing. Like, you wonder, because Nelly is
It opens up questions.
And she didn't win last year.
She didn't win it all last year.
Yep.
She won the first event now.
It just, unfortunately, those guys are really right in what they're saying. They're passionate about, like, trying to make the ladies' game equal with the men's game and blah, blah, blah. But it just makes them so look JV.
Unserious.
All right. I'm going to show you guys something that's going to probably change the way you think about golf forever.
Whoa.
I want to
better
prepare
sit
you
back
for
here.
this.
Pretty
All right.
deep.
Do you know that the Asian Tour is playing this week on a golf course that is called the Whack Whack Club? I kid you not.
I did not know that.
This is the greatest name ever for a golf course, and there it is. It's in the Philippines. Whack Whack Golf and Country Club. Looks beautiful, by the way.
Sure it is.
Like, I wouldn't mind being a member there. But how great is that as a name? The Whack Whack Club.
Is there
Is
any
there
kind
any
of translation?
Yeah, any translation?
There is a backstory to it, and I went ahead and I got hopefully the right answer here from I believe Grok on this. But here's what this explanation is. It's referred to as Whack Whack Country Club in Manila. It gets its unusual name from a legendary and widely accepted origin tied to the local wildlife on the land where it was established. According to multiple historical accounts, including the club's own lore and sources like Wikipedia and golf sites, the name Whack Whack comes from the distinctive squawking or calling sounds made by large black crows, known in Tagalog as uwak or uwak uwak.
Yeah.
And that
well
they commonly
versed.
inhabit or roam the area. You know about Whack Whack birds?
I do. The Whack Whack is indigenous to the Singaporean area and it then
Philippines.
migrated over to the
I was
Philippines.
going to say, what are its habitat and what's its
It's
migration
an invasive
patterns?
species. It mainly feeds on grubs. And, it's Whack Whack.
Wouldn't you want a shirt or a hat from the Whack Whack Club?
Yeah.
I might.
I played the Whack Whack Club.
I thought it was someone came, okay, how you play this game? Well, you whack.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And then you whack.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one. Have you ever heard of a center shafted driver? Not
Yeah.
center shafted putter, center shafted driver.
This year I heard about it.
Okay, this is a guy with it. It's literally a driver head, 460cc titanium toaster like we all have, but the shaft is in the middle. I don't even know if this is real or AI.
Center shafted driver. Saw this all over the PGA show. I talked to the guy that makes it, and he sent.
Did you see this guy at PGA show?
I know. Yeah.
You did?
No, I didn't
to me
see
in,
the
like,
guy,
one
but I
day.
saw this whole thing
club?
about it. Yeah.
So he sent me 3 of these. Let's see if it's any easier to hit or what we can learn from hitting this.
You got to line it up.
Yeah. So weird looking. Oh my God. Crushed.
And I'll tell you what, you really can't slice this thing. Impossible to slice.
Yeah,
and I think there's a lot.
Can you hit it off the hosel though?
Yeah.
No. It's on the middle
Is
top
it?
of the club.
Is that legal?
I don't know.
Don't know the answer to that question.
Do you think it works?
I don't know.
Is it going to be the power pod for the 21st century?
We have
you
a
remember
power
the power
pod. We have a power pod in our office, by the way. It's a antique club.
And was the power pod ever deemed legal?
I don't know.
I think it was.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
I think it was.
I didn't know. I thought to throw that to you.
You decided to blow our minds, so we don't have any information. Is what we're getting at.
All right, and then finally there's this. Apparently the TGL is using junk monitors.
Yeah.
And I want you to listen to this. This is from My Golf Spy talking about it because basically Homa hit one long into the water.
Yep. Tiger
much
did
like
too.
Tiger hit one long into the water.
Previously.
And the notion of these guys ever misclubbing long just doesn't happen.
Yep.
Right.
They could come up short because they don't catch it quite right. They're not going to miss club long.
Not by 20 yards.
Here's the explanation here.
Might be screwed. Fundamentally, it's crazy to me that the foundation of what TGL is built on is not built on an enterprise solution that's sitting right on this desk.
He's got
They
a bunch
spent
of monitors
millions and millions of dollars
on his
on this
desk.
incredible arena. They've gotten the best athletes. They've gotten coverage on ESPN. This is, PGA Tour has a major competitor in Live, and the fact that people are watching less and watching more YouTube. So look, they feel like they have to do something, which I understand. But I just will never understand how you spent all those millions of dollars to try to have the best of the best. And the launch monitor that you used is not only, it's not even up for debate. It's not the best. It's not even in the top 5 for the most accurate. And if I'm being completely honest, the only reason why it's being used is because Tiger Woods has a partnership with Full Swing. The problem is that the data is not accurate. You see Tiger Woods hit the ball 30 yards over a green from like 100 out almost. That hasn't happened since he was probably 8 years old. That's just not real, right? And that problem is not going to go away. They've already had it happen multiple times in the first 2 nights they've done this. And problem is the launch monitor. And the solution is going with an enterprise launch monitor. I mean, the solution is sitting right here. It's a foresight. There's been enough data and enough known in this industry to know that Doppler has issues, especially with spin. So it can't capture rotation properly. End of the day, end of the story, they should have used camera-based system, period.
So what do you think about that?
It's true.
Yeah, I think he's accurate. I wish he wouldn't have said enterprise solution, because that's not really telling the story. He's getting.
Is he using the term wrong?
Yeah. Well, yeah. The answer is radar-based versus camera-based.
Yeah.
The camera-based, takes a bunch of pictures in the first, I don't know how many feet,
foot,
and can see the spin because it sees the rotation.
Yeah.
And the radar is like, shooting for a speedometer for speeding cars. It just can tell you how fast it's going and what angle it's going.
But it's designed. It's Doppler radar designed to track the ball for a long distance. When you're hitting into a short area here, it's not designed for that use as much. So you need the camera base for a simulator.
You were hitting on a TrackMan in the other bay before we started today.
Yeah.
And those track indoors, and they do a pretty good job. They get spin pretty darn close.
Yep.
Here is the GC quad right in front of us.
Yep.
I believe that they have a little bit of both because you change it into indoor mode.
Oh,
so I think
TrackMan?
it flips it. I think TrackMan flips into.
I'm blown away that Doppler radar can detect spin to begin with. How? Show me the voodoo on that. That's wild.
It's way too technical for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he just said enterprise solution. That wasn't really what they were trying to talk about.
But the point is that this was a hookup for Tiger's
company
financial interest. And when this is the whole thing about indoor golf and it's not accurate for the best players in the world, that damages everyone who wants to buy a simulator.
Yep.
In fact, this guy probably doesn't like it because he might be in the sim business and he's thinking, well, if people at home are watching this going, that can't be right, then why should I spend $10,000, $15,000?
Yeah, I mean, I met with TrackMan yesterday for 2 hours. It's a $25,400 piece of equipment.
25 grand.
Yeah. So when you start to do the math on how long it takes to recoup that money, if you don't have a corporation behind you buying that, it's a lot.
Yep.
It's a lot.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap up today. What do you guys got of note, of interest?
We are just, waiting for the snow to melt here. We got
I'm
some
not waiting for nothing.
great
I'm
plans.
like CGG. I assume it'll be here in March.
Yeah,
Go to Florida.
I've been just doing some social media videos and stuff, and
Throw a social media handle out.
and at Beacon Hill, at Beacon Hill
on
Golf,
Twitter,
on
TikTok,
on
Instagram,
Facebook, and then Facebook's the same. Just go to Beacon Hill, or if you go to the Beacon Hill on YouTube, it's got my videos. I don't know what videos are there, but it's got my videos that I post there because they're too big to transfer via text. So
all right, cool.
It's all good.
Yeah, I would just say for our listening audience, especially the locals, our junior tour is open for registration. So we got another great schedule from facilities. Beacon Hill's going to be on it next year, I think.
Absolutely.
And, so plenty of opportunities for junior golfers to play one-day events as they're learning, 2-day events that kind of get them some college scoreboard notification and major championships. So we got it all.
The best junior tour I've ever seen.
MAPGA.com, and then click on junior golf.
CJ, Salute Military Golf Association.
Yep, our 20th year. This is 2026, and a lot of events planned. But if you're in the D.C. area and want to play in one of the best charity tournaments, the 20th annual SMGA Charity Golf Classic is Monday, June 1st, and you can get all the information at smga20.com, smga20.com. June 1st at Norbeck Country Club in Rockville, Maryland.
All right, very good. Don't forget, Golfdom is the place to come get fit for all of your winter club fitting needs. We have so many great fitters here at Golfdom. We were talking to John beforehand, another John, who does great work in this fitting bay that he lets us use every week for a couple hours. So come on in, plus in terms of apparel, both for the summer, but also this winterish apparel and when it's cool in the springtime. You got one of the best apparel departments.
Florida cold.
Anywhere.
Awesome. That's for
Florida cold. Yes,
Right.
they even sell mittens here. Titleist mittens to keep yourself warm. I don't think you should play when it's that cold, but that's just me. If you're a sicko,
You have to. You got nothing else to do. You got
yes,
to
you're
play.
right. Yeah. All right, thanks for listening. Buddy Christensen wasn't in today. He's taking care of some family matters. Our thoughts are with him on that, but he'll be back shortly, I'm sure. And we will see you next time on the Capital Golf Gang, presented by Golfdom.
This has been the Capital Golf Gang. If you'd like the gang to visit your home course, send your inquiries to zabe@yahoo.com. That's CZABE@yahoo.com. And for free swag, we're all in extra large. So yeah, thanks for the shirts.
The 2026 golf season is here at Golfdom and Worldwide Golf. Oh, you heard me, it's here. Maybe not outside your window where there's snow and ice and frozen dormant grass, but it's here and alive with your upcoming winter golf getaway. It's here as you think, I need a new travel bag, like my Sun Mountain Club Glider Meridian model, the best damn travel bag I've ever owned. Or maybe you want some great high-tech thermal golf outerwear as you steal a few rounds on a 45-degree day here in the DMV. Or maybe the golf season is here as you get ready to stock up on ammunition for the season by going into Golfdom and shopping for the right ball for your game and talking to their trusted golf-savvy reps in store. All about the options you have today and then getting at least enough to make it through, well, 4th of July. So just like the new season of the Capital Golf Gang is here, so too is golf season at Golfdom. Get into any location in the DMV, Tysons, Rockville, and Annapolis, or shop online at golfdomgolf.com. Or wherever you go, look for the Worldwide Golf logo and get the best for your game.